Hey guys, it's Jimmy. Here we are, episode 4, Act 2, Hot Zone. I need an outfit. My brother Jackie was there. I was laying out clothes on the bed. I tried jeans and a t-shirt. Nah. Then I tried just a green Izod Lacoste Kelly green shirt with a pair of khakis. But I looked too much like a waspy schoolboy. So I figured, hey, I'll just wear my white shirt and my black pants that I wear to work all the time with my black Reeboks. People will recognize me. I won't look like a crazy person. And it's a safe outfit. I loaded up all my gear. I took some breath mints. I took my sign. I took my synthesizer. And I took a gym bag full of cords. I didn't want to get caught with my pants down at my first gig. To make sure I had everything I needed. Told my dad, just drive slow. The sign is in the back if it's a one of a kind. We made it over to the south side of Brockton. From the west side, from my house to there, it's probably, you shoot right down Main Street, Brockton. You get there in like 15 minutes. I got there. I was 20 minutes. I was 20 minutes early. I was nervous. I got in there. You got to realize something. There's no PA. There's no microphone. I took a couple of tables. I took a couple of the two top tables. I put them together. I put my synth on it. I grabbed a chair, threw a chair in front of it, popped the Hot Zone sign right in front. I'm done. It's like I've been doing this for years. This looks like a professional setup. I said hi to the regulars. I got myself a soda. Marge was at the end of the bar. Dart was working. Thank God. Stacy Dicknose was not there yet. You got to realize, guys, I only got 4.5 songs. 4.5 songs at best. But I saw an opportunity to get my feet wet. And I was taking it. I walked into this not expecting much. Maybe a few pats on the back. Or maybe they think I was crazy. Maybe I get fired because of my synthesizer. But nevertheless, I wasn't turning this bad boy on until the sun went down. It was the summer. It wasn't going to happen probably until around 8 o'clock. This is Hot Zone. This is night music. 3 women came in. They looked like they were already half in the bag. They were in their late 40s. One of them had a glass of wine in their hand when she walked in. I looked over at Marge. She rolled her eyes. These ladies are going to be trouble. They all sat down at the bar and lit cigarettes, almost in unison. They all sat there, facing me. I think the definition for this type of breed of female is called a cougar. Deep in their 40s, but they dress like they're 21. It didn't take long till they came over to me in my synthesizer. She pointed with her very manicured nails to my sign and said, "Hot Zone, you got that right." She was wearing a low-cut top. It was animal print. They were all wearing animal print. I wondered how they all wore animal print, but didn't wear the same animal. You know, sometimes things just work out. Grabbed her friend's hands, and they started moving back and forth. And she began to make kissy faces with her light pink lipstick on. Oh, God. One of them broke the line. She came in back of the synthesizer. She was directly in back of me. I could smell her breath on my neck as she put her hands on my hips And she started swaying back and forth. I wasn't already nervous enough. And then I got flanked from the other side. The other one came over with her drink in her hand, and she put her hand on my hips as well. And her drink spilled all over my belt and the front of my pants. And all the regulars were watching, and they just laughed, and they laughed. I didn't know what to do. I just turned up my synthesizer. And people started dancing. I looked over at the bar, and people were nodding their heads. And people started to come around the synthesizer. I was just playing this little two-note high part with this little bass part. But these people didn't care. They were loving this. It was electric. This is way more than I could ask for. This is like some kind of friggin' dream. These drunk people at the Kensington Manor went wild. I loved the electricity. I felt the rush. I took a break for a second from this wild ride and went over to the bar to get a drink. And the owner came over, and he patted me on the back, and he put a plate of chicken fingers with marinara sauce right in front of me, and then just went back upstairs. Are you kidding me? I'm getting free chicken fingers for playing my synthesizer? This could be the best night of my life. But I've got to keep my eye on the prize for the reason why I'm actually here. The catalyst behind all this is I want to meet middle-aged people. I want to hang out with people my parents' age and see if there's any difference. What am I missing out on out there? This turned out to be such a crazy night. People started calling me Hot Zone for the rest of the night. It was very exciting. I was sitting outside with my synthesizer, waiting for my father to come pick me up, when, let's just call a spade, one of the drunk cougars stumbled outside, and she lit up a cigarette and made her way towards me. She grabbed my hand, and she almost ripped my arm right out of the socket as she dragged me over to her white Celica. She fumbled in her purse and got her key fob out and opened the passenger door. Holy crap. What is happening tonight? I didn't know what to do. I got in the car, and she got in on the other side. She wasted no time at all. She put her hand on my leg, and she leaned in. She put her hand on my leg. I could smell the wine and the cigarettes on her. And then she leaned in. She leaned over the console, and she farted. Not knowing what to do in this awkward moment, I went for the radio. I was scared. There might be more where that came from. Headlights almost blinded me in front of me. As they got closer, I realized it was my father's Lincoln Town Car. He circled the Celica and parked directly next to us. He looked towards the entrance door with all the drunkies outside, smoking cigarettes, and pulled up his Brockton Enterprise and started reading. My new friend next to me managed to get loud, as drunk people often do. My father looked around to see where this loudness was coming from. She was cackling, laughing, like a crazy person with a Roman candle in their hand, shooting it at somebody. My father looked towards the door. He looked across the parking lot to the entrance. Then he examined in front of him, and then, almost in slow motion, he panned over, and there I was, sitting in this white Celica with this woman. My father looked at me, my new friend, and he got out of the car. I had no idea what he was going to do. He got out, and he walked around the front of his big Lincoln Town car to the back seat. What the hell is he doing? Is he about to react in some way that fathers react when they find their son, their 15-year-old son, with a 47-year-old woman in a parking lot at 11:30 at night? What is about to happen? If I wasn't already freaked out enough, I braced myself as my father appeared from the back seat of his Lincoln Town car and made his way back around. He had a cooler in his hands. He set the cooler on this gal's white Celica, right on the hood. I looked at him and I looked at her, and I opened the door. And for some reason, this drunk gal got out as well. Under the parking lot lights of the Kensington Manor, my father reached into the cooler and he retrieved a ham sandwich with cheese and mustard. But my father had no control, mind you, of how much condiment he put on anything. This was mostly mustard, and the condiment, mind you, was the ham and the cheese. He always went overboard. The woman didn't ask, but my father just took the sandwich out and handed it over to her, like they already had a deal in place. The drunk woman, a little wobbly, took the sandwich. She took a bite, and the mustard went down her cheek, dropped off her cheek, and landed on her animal print titty. Brockton Novellas. It's written and produced by yours truly, Jimmy Kelleher. Incidental background music and engineering by Ian Kelly, a.k.a. Ian St. Laurent. Thank you guys so much for listening. Remember to subscribe and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Available on Spotify as well and Google Podcasts. Thank you guys so much for listening. Remember, it's nice to be nice.